what I'm attempting to do, if I can turn this light off real quick, I gotta swap out my old master switch with my made in China replacement. I managed to source a used one, save for about $60. I bought this Chinese knockoff for $20. Took about 3 weeks to come, but I'm pretty sure it'll be well worth it. And I'm not sure if I can show you guys how I do this. But basically what you gotta do is pull this up, stick a pry tool in here, which I really want to avoid doing. I'm gonna try yanking this out using these because I'm not concerned whether these break or not. I just don't want to damage this in the process using a pry tool, because I don't think my pry tool is small enough. So if I can get enough leverage on these with both hands, it might come up. There's just a couple of pressure tabs on either side, here and here, 2 and 2. So it doesn't seem like it requires that much force to get this thing out. Now I'm going to try to give you guys a view of what I do. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to put one hand here, one hand here, one hand here. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I'm just going to try to manhandle this thing out of here. Okay, so that button broke, which was part of the reason why I wanted to remove it. Now I'm fully anticipating these other ones breaking. Let's see. Okay, so this without the pry tool is harder than I thought. I just wanted to avoid damaging anything in the process, but yeah, that sure as hell doesn't want to wiggle free. So I'm gonna go grab some tools and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I grabbed out of my arsenal. I grabbed one of these, more like a last resort. So obviously you want to avoid using one of these picks, but like I said, I'm not concerned with damaging mine, so that's an option as a last resort. These are my pry tools. Now we'll see how well they fare up against this. I'm not quite sure if this is going to happen. One is more rigid than the other. Feels like maybe the black one. So what it recommends on A1 Auto Parts. Now I'm not sure where you'll be able to wedge it in, but they wedge it from somewhere around here. So what I would do is maybe do it this way. Pull up on it. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but so I'll stick that in there and try to pry it up without cutting my finger, which is not going to be easy, because let's see if I can do it from back here. Wow, that's in there pretty good. My problem is now this switch is broken, so that's why I opted for this. Now I'm not quite sure if there's anything. There we go. Something to grab onto. There we go. That should work. So I got one side free. So sometimes you have to improvise. I mean, there's always a couple of ways to do something. Let's see if I can get it. I think it's still stuck in there though. Back to this tool once again, only because I'm not concerned about damaging this thing. And I want to pull in multiple directions. Now I'm kind of concerned about, since I'm not worried about damaging, I can yank on this part. As long as I get it out, it really doesn't really matter to me. There we go. And there you have it. So that's free, as you can see. Nothing was damaged in the process. Okay, so all you gotta do is reach back here I'm not sure which side the tabs are on this side. Okay, so let's start with the most obvious, which is this one. Tab number 1. This one has a button here. Is that a release? Yeah, that should be a release. It's kind of hard to do it in the dark for some strange reason. Okay, so I'm gonna try to grab my other phone. Okay, that's 2. Wow, those ones are a bit of a pain. So if you can stick one finger in there, this is where this tool once again comes in handy. Use this to press up on that clip from the back side, not the sharp side, so we don't damage the connector. And if you can see what I'm doing, just trying to release that tap. There we go. That's released. And there you have it. Okay, so this is your old one. That's your old one. And here I'll show you the condition of the new one. From China. Old, new. Old, new. Looks like pretty much the same general features. Doesn't look any different at all, in all honesty, other than the finish. Yeah, it looks like the very similar product. Yeah, might not have been made in Sweden or by some German manufacturer. Do I really care? No. I just want the vehicle to be functional. Okay, so putting it back together. Obviously the reverse is pulling it apart. I'm going to start with the middle connector. And obviously by the end we'll check functionality. So I'm going to plug this in. I'll make a note that my right rear window click, that's 1, never really worked. Okay, that's 2. That's my 3rd one. Okay, so I'm hearing something. Lock, unlock, lock, unlock. Okay, window up, window down, window up, window down. Obviously I don't have that hooked up, so that's all connected. I got my 1, and double check your connectors, make sure they're solid. They're in there. And then normally, yeah, you would clean that up as best you can. I'm gonna try to wipe it down with my bubble wrap. But this car's got like 217,000. It's a 1998 S70 T5 SE. So basically, just trying to get all the repairs done. Okay, so this is where you would, let's see here, this is where you would turn the car on and make sure, not turn the car on, but make sure your windows are working. So put the key in, the on position, driver's side window, down and up. Okay, so this is where I'm at. For some strange reason, this thing does not want to go in, and I'm trying to avoid breaking it. So I'm not sure. It seems like it's out of alignment for some strange reason. So I don't know what the hell is causing that. But it's weird. Like, it's either the back will go in or the front, but not both. So it's almost like it's misaligned. I'm not sure if the part has been manufactured incorrectly. Damn it. And I honestly thought that this would be easier to put back in. It would. Okay, so what I'm showing you is the end result. Obviously the made in China product. Brought to my attention the fact that it was definitely not going to slide in as one might anticipate. So yeah, when you watch the videos online, they're probably using OEM parts. What I couldn't show you was what I had to do to get it to this point. So I had to do a little bit of filing on the inner ring, basically because the part was slightly defective. One of the retainer clips was bulging outward around this side, so I had to file it down a little bit more in order to get it seated. But once it was seated, you can see that it looks just as good, if not better than the original. Very satisfied with the end result. These files came in very handy, in addition to these pry tools, which I bought from Princess Auto. Thank you, Princess Auto, for your plethora of cheap parts. So there we go. For $20 and a whole lot of elbow grease, I was able to replace this. And now I guess obviously I'm gonna have to either try to clean those or see if I can salvage it off another vehicle. I'll probably try to salvage that. Looks pretty disgusting. Yeah, haven't cleaned this car since I got it, so but this switch definitely needed replacing. That's done and good. Thanks, and hope you guys rate.